instead of the parents and the teachers always holding a kid accountable, we're teaching the kids to hold themselves accountable. Like we always have a thing here, no one remembers, and they say average. It's our verbal anchor. No one remembers average. Our 5-year-olds say that. And a lot of people in the public school system would probably think I'm a horrible human being for that. It's okay, average. No.
Hey, this is James Cox with the Martial Arts Lifestyle. Welcome. We are in episode number 95 today. 95. I took a little break and then we come back and we want to continue giving you guys some great content, things that can help you in the martial arts world and in life in general. Today I have back with me one of my good friends, special guest David Pantano. David is a lifelong martial artist, business school owner, about 27 years in this business. I think a 7th degree black belt in American Kempo, Krav Maga black belt. Guy does all kinds of things. We've been in many groups together, organizations and consulting, and we've grown and learned and have seen some of the good, bad, and indifferent, right? But that's the world and that's how it is. But David, let's maybe just go ahead and dive right into some good content. You got something I've seen, you're really accelerating with and kind of taking charge. We say lead from the front with this whole kid warrior events that you're doing. And we can be the old guys talking about, well, kids these days, but there's a lot of truth, man. There's a lot of truth and decline in behavior and just, you name it. So what's happening with Kid Warrior, and what are you and we as a group have available that we can do to kind of empower and change these lives in the real way?
Well, I think, and I'm doing it. You're a lot of us are doing it. It's a program. It's basically an accountability program. When was the last time you heard anything? It doesn't involve therapy. Doesn't involve medication. Okay, we're not giving these kids little titles that they can lean on, like social anxiety because they're shy. Well, they have whatever the title they want to get because they don't get it done. The whole idea is instead of the parents and the teachers always holding a kid accountable, we're teaching the kids to hold themselves accountable. Like we always have a thing here, no one remembers, and they say average. It's our verbal anchor. No one remembers average. Our 5-year-olds say that. And a lot of people in the public school system would probably think I'm a horrible human being for that. It's okay, average. No. God doesn't make junk. I don't think that we're here to be average or anything. You talk to any kid. Do you want the great toy or the average toy? Do you want the average ice cream cone or the exceptional ice cream cone? Everybody wants to be excellent. That's why they want, whether it's an influencer or a sport, an athlete, a champion. Everybody likes looking at the top. These kids they don't see any need anymore to push for the top or how to get there and maintain being at the top. So this program, they have to be accountable. They have to post on Facebook every day, right out there in public, how they're eating, okay, how they're conducting themselves at home, what are they doing to better themselves. And they have to be honest. We have kids that are saying, I fell apart today. I didn't do a good job. Or hey, I love reading again now. So I think it's a movement. It's really good.
I love it, man. No, you're right, bro. I tell my students all the time, don't give me excuses, give me results, give me progress. Let's go. We can all find an excuse. Well, because of this, because of that, right? And then to me, those excuses become entitlement, where then it's procrastination and it's just accepting below average. You said it, yourself.
Back in the day, they would teach, like, they don't teach kids how to organize things, how to manage time, and there's no consequences. And there's no consequences. And then everything, as far as information, is instant with the phone. So no one's used to ever the hustle, the grind. We're the old guys. There are the anomalies. There are the exceptions. There are plenty of young people that I know that hustle, but it is not the masses.
Right,
Talk to
right.
everyone's a business that has to hire people.
And those guys that are hustling because they're young, they were taught right. If it's parenting or mentorship or a martial arts instructor or coach, they were taught right. They saw somebody that led from the front, that was the example. And then they realized, you want to look, build, and become your best. You want to live life to its fullest. And this is the way we do it, man. We don't make excuses.
Parents make excuses. They get, oh, my kid's big boned. I've never seen a fat skeleton. Oh, you feed your kid garbage. My kid eats everything. He eats too much junk. He's 8. Who does the shopping? He's on video games. He won't go off the internet. Turn it off. I can't.
Yes.
Get to it too. You're all a mess.
Yeah, every day I hear it too, man. My kid's big boned. No, he's eating potato chips. Yeah.
I'm offended. Okay, I'm skinny. yet firm. But it's just like, like you're making husky, another word for overweight. No 10-year-old should have a 38 waist. That's not husky.
Right. Yeah.
Fatty liver disease, all these things. Kids sit on their asses. I want to be an influencer. Dude, make a difference in someone's life, man. Do something different. Like all the things they aim for is all upside down. But like you said, there's you hear so many people. There's people who have had no parents or drug addict parents or failure parents or abusive parents, but they found a mentor somehow. God put a mentor in their life, whether it's a karate instructor like us. We're martial arts instructors. My martial instructors influenced my life greatly, helped me become who I am
Yeah.
today.
100%.
You hear that about football coaches, they push them. But anywhere where the whole let's be soft on everybody. I'm not saying be hard. You can't hug my own kids. You can't hug them enough. I'm not saying be mean to your kid, but you have to. There has to be a stopping point. There can't be gray areas. You own a business. You can't be really late too much anymore. No, it's be on time, be early. But with all these gray areas, no kid knows where to go. You can't read, you still pass. So why do I have to work hard? It's very blurry for these kids. And oh, you're all winners. You're not. That's like you get on your little league team. Hey, we won first place. We're all winners. No, one team is going to take first place. You're going to go home losing. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
you're all winners.
Yeah, right, right. How about try to say it loud and proud. I lost. I
Yes,
mean, you did. You
I'll
lost,
learn.
bro. I lost this time. I'm coming back. I'm going to try my best next time. But I'm learned from this and that.
I got
Yeah.
goosebumps. I am like, this is a great conversation. And here's what I tell my kids. I'm very excited. So think about this. When I tell the kids here, I go, does it matter if you win or lose? And they go, no. I'm like, yes, it does. I'm like, no one loses a game or a competition or fails a grade and goes, woohoo!
Right.
But I said, but look at sports, which I don't follow. But no, when those two teams when they play for the Super Bowl, those guys are devastated because the losing team is devastated. They're grown big men are in tears, not because they're babies. They are strong men because they gave it everything they got. They were that much emotionally and physically involved, and so it had weight for them. But they show up next season. They're already practicing in the
Hmm.
off season because they're coming back again and again to try and get it. They don't go, "Oh, I've never played. I'm
Yeah.
not good at this."
You got to know, man. That's how life is, and you don't always win. And
You get
you
knocked
know,
down a lot.
yeah. And this kid warrior movement is powerful because these kids, and we love them. Like I said, we love them all. The overweight or the stressed or the this or the that,
Yes,
or
you're to
but
help
of
them.
course. But these kids will become adults. You know what I mean? And these adults will become parents, and these parents that will become adults become the leaders. And you know, so where does it stop? I think easier and better to fix it while they're young, right?
Kid Warrior program. What do we all have to go through? We all had to do it first. You
Yeah.
know, I know
Yeah.
I had to go and I was told by Nick D. He's like, listen, we got this great thing we're going to launch. We're going to help so many people, but we all got to go through it first. Like you said, James, leading from the front. So with the Kid Warrior program, I'll post on my Facebook page for the kids that we have pages for parents. I'll take a picture of my dinner, take a picture of my breakfast. I'll show my bookshelves or I'm journaling. I got to do it too. I'll take a video of me
Hmm.
on Saturday after classes at the gym. I'm like, I wanted to go home and sit down, but I need my body to be for what I do. My body has to be able to perform. I need to be healthy, and I can't tell you to do something I'm not willing to do. Don't smoke, Johnny. It's bad for you.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
so they see accountability, but they see the person teaching them accountability is doing it. Never take financial advice from a broke guy. It's same thing. So I think
Yeah.
that it's really good that they're seeing their mentors doing the same thing. I post every day. Here's my bar report, man. Had a horrible day, didn't go to the gym, ate some junk. See you tomorrow. Back at it.
Hmm.
Boom. And it builds. So this Kid Warrior program is showing kids to be resilient, be relentless, not selling for average. And I'll tell you some of the results that we're getting. We have some kids. One lady, I posted her testimonial. She said her kids aren't even the same kids. The oldest kid is 12, and I think the younger one's 8. And they're not even the same kids. The kids are bonded more. The father's working with them in the living room on mitts and pads. But the parents are behind them 100%. So it's us working with them, and the parents put up. My kid did
Mm.
great today. Here's what he ate. Here's what he did. Here's what he said about his mindset. One kid's like, yeah, the pillow was calling. This is what a 12-year-old said. The pillow was calling my name this morning, but I got out of bed. And
That's great,
now,
man.
now they're reading. They're doing things that a lot of kids will say, I don't like to read. I don't like to draw. But because all they want to do is they want an excuse to be on their phone. So they have to hate everything. That's why they sit like this. Well, no, I want to be on my phone. I gotta get those clicks. I gotta see those likes. I gotta see dancing cats. Um, so now they're like the way I pitched it to my students, I said, parents, how would you like your kids to be like the kids in the 80s? Okay. And all the kids here have seen Stranger Things. And they see the kids, they're riding
Wow.
bikes, they're playing board games. And that's what we did. Uh,
Yeah.
so so the kids understand, they think the 80s were cool. The parents know the 70s and 80s were much better. So of course they like the kids to be able to step back a little bit in time. And now like the kids they're saying they did the Rocky Balboa workout, which we provide for them if they can't get here that day. They do it in the morning, and then they read in the morning, and then they come to class. So the kids they're excited they did a double workout and stuff. It's just
Hmm.
they're accountable. One kid said, I didn't eat well
Yeah.
today.
It's us. It's us leading that we're humans. You know, it's okay to make. Oh man, I cheated today on my meal, right? But you sure had a lot more successful ones than you did the failure, right? But you're human, and we all make mistakes, and we know that it takes a village to raise a family, to raise a child, right? So to have that help. I mean, I was raised by a single mom, and it was rough, right? But if it wasn't for my martial arts instructors, so you never know who can impact your life and to be there, and that is our duty. You know, it is our duty. I mean, to live this life to the fullest, to be healthy, the mind, body, spirit. I know there's a ton. I saw you really talking about cell phone addiction. Bro, I'm on my phone a lot. I can say, well, it's all business, and mostly it is. But again, what the chiropractors, what is it, cell phone neck or something that they're promoting, and
Next
talking
neck.
about
Hmm.
yeah, and how posture is and all this stuff. What do you have to say about this cell phone addiction and what goes with this?
Well, you know what? I even wrote some note things here. The kids that come into the school, it's like if you remember the old Christmas specials, the stop action ones. Remember they went to the land of the broken toys. Well, the dentist, the alpha wannabe, they ended up with the land with the broken toys. It was that no one wanted them. They were broken toys. They were a mess. A lot of the kids that come in are like that. When they come in, they don't know how to shake a hand, boys and girls. They don't know how to shake a hand. They don't know how to make eye contact. When we get a call, a kid might be calling for the schedule. You pick up the phone. Hello, Premier Martial Arts. Can I help you? What time is my class? Who is this? Because they talk like they text. They can't have a conversation. They're with people, but they are with other people. So like I'm with three of my friends, but we're all facing other ways and on their phones. Um, Dinner time, they're on their phones. There's no conversation, there's no interaction. So they're going to most likely they're going to grow up doing the same thing. They'll do that with their brother and sister. They'll do it with their friends. And when they have kids, they'll do the same thing. There's people getting divorced. I know people getting divorced because of cell phone addiction problems.
Yeah.
So the kids, they judge themselves by it's dangerous. If you're getting picked on, you get picked on through your cell phone or your device. It doesn't stop anymore. You know, um, you judge yourself. This girl in class, she has 5,000 people liking her page. I can't get two people to like my picture. They don't even know you. Like they don't understand to look for the people, their counsel, their family, the people that believe in them. They're not the important ones anymore. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of reasons I'm going to go into now why that, but the family unit has been broken down tremendously. Um, it's just, it's strange what's happening with the cell phone addiction. When they come in here, they're not allowed, kids aren't allowed to be on their phones. They're not allowed to be on their phones. They have to socialize the second they walk in the door. We've had kids get really upset. What's funny though is the parent will say, "Ah, thank goodness," but you're the one who could say it too. But a
Hmm.
lot of parents, and I understand, like then they get all that pushback, the screaming. As parents, we're tired, we're exhausted. And it's like, and it's very easy to go, okay, just all right, have it for now, but tomorrow is gonna be different. So with the Kid Warrior program and even our leadership team members, half hour in the morning, you first wake up. That's the minimum I have to give a time block to, not 15 minutes, half hour, no electronics. That means no TV, no TV. That's the screen. Nothing with the screen, nothing you have to charge. a book. It's paper. It opens like this. Draw. Talk to your family. We have kids working out, taking their dogs for a walk, and no screens for an hour before bed because I know when I've fallen into that scrolling abyss. It's all happened all. I'm ashamed of it, but like your brain is like weird
Oh
afterwards. Now,
yeah, yeah.
our friend Eric, his wife told me because I went to their house, and it was the weirdest thing. In the morning, all the kids were playing board games, and I was like, "There's three of them." I'm like, "What are they doing?" I awesome, and they said they were done with it. It was so bad, and they said the first month, like any addiction, was brutal. But their 8-year-old daughter came to the mother, and the mother said, "How do you feel now that we have special times that you can use electronics and some you can't?" She goes, "My brain doesn't feel like scrambled eggs anymore." That's the quote. So anybody watching or listening, think about that. When an 8-year-old puts it in their own words of my brain felt like scrambled eggs, think about when you binged and your brain is just like one, you did nothing, and your brain's set to 30-second and 15-second and 60-second jumps. You can't have
Yeah.
attention after.
Right. We're overstimulated. I mean, it's technology is great, but it can be abuse, like cell phone addiction, right? It's just too much, man. So much more to offer on what we could be doing at times. And you don't have to cut it completely, but decrease it, right? What were some of those stats that kids were doing 8 hours a day on average?
To 8 hours a day, and the recommended no more is 2 hours. But if you think about that, and then see the screen time ties into everything. We're adults. We can have a point of reference. We can go to the gym. We know we go to a doctor. Hey, you're gonna have a heart problem. We kids they think they're indestructible, and they're also growing up with it. When you give, how many times have you gone into a restaurant and you've seen the kid in the car seat with a tablet so the parents can
Mm-hmm.
eat? Well, when you grow up from 6 months old to 10, that's all you know. And then you're going to take that away. They're used to it. They don't know how to interact. So uh, it's so important that these kids learn that to be healthy, you can't be on it all the time because you just sit. So
Mm-hmm.
the kids sit. What do you do when you sit? You eat. Your body vegetates. All right, they have gym in school, but that's not rigorous anymore
No,
because
no.
everybody, because you don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Hey, you can't run fast because you're 60 pounds overweight, but we'll all make the class light for you. No.
Yeah. We were just talking about that PE, physical education, and most school systems have become an elective. And then even when it is taken as an elective, it's not structured. They're not teaching you how to do a squat or push up. It's go play. And they're playing with their phones, in a PE class. Teaching a class, I might see an average of, let's say I'm teaching a class of 20 students. I could look back and think back 10, 15, 20 years ago. Two things that come to my mind that I just experienced this last week in my classes. Let's say I ask all the kids, all right, let me see your splits. How far are you in the full splits? Bro, very few kids, yeah. But decades ago, half the class, bloop, full splits. And then I'm asking someone to do a correct push up. Man, you know how many kids cannot do one push up?
And here's the thing, everything that you're talking about, especially with the Kid Warrior program, it's forcing kids to be accountable to keep themselves in shape and move themselves forward. And yes, one of the first things is getting off the damn device. When we get kids that come in here, our beginner class and our advanced class are two different, not even the same people, because these are kids who've been here for 3 years compared to kids who've been here for 3 weeks or 3 months. And we go to do push-ups and they can't do a push-up, or they do a sit-up pushing themselves up. And I say, listen, I stop everybody. And I'm very blunt. I say things here that most people probably wouldn't say. I say, guys, listen to me. You'd never survive in the 80s. I said, you're kids. You should be able to run and jump. You can't even spell arthritis yet. And you can't do a sit up. I said, guess what? You're out of shape. I said, but what's the difference? And the kids say, now you can get in shape because you're here.
Right.
And I say, if that offends you, the door is that way. I say it with a smile because my boxing coach, my martial arts instructors, they were hard on me. And I
Mm-hmm.
was a pain in the ass kid. I was cocky, whatever. I was very shy at first too. And martial arts helped me break that. So did boxing. So the tough love helps you break through anxiety, depression. When you can't do anything and your body's lethargic, you're not producing the chemicals in your body that make you feel good. Your body walks with bad posture, your facial expression, everything affects your mood. And then you have
Yeah.
helicopter parents that don't challenge your kids. You want to know why they're anxious, depressed, and you give them titles. We had a kid come in. The my program director told me that the father told her that the school labeled his kid as suffering from social anxiety. He goes, just shy. And after talking to her, my manager said, "You're just shy, buddy. There's nothing wrong with you. You're giving kids titles.
Mm-hmm.
My kid has ADHD."
Mm-hmm.
And the kid goes, "Well, I can't focus because I have," and it gives him a crutch.
Yeah.
I have ADHD. If you can tell by the way I talk, but I have to get shit done because if I don't, my business will fail.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
I couldn't get my lesson. I couldn't clean the school. I couldn't run billing. I forgot to come in on time. Okay, we're
Mm-hmm.
not the master anymore. But
Yeah.
when you experience a pain at a certain point, you do a force correct.
Mm-hmm. The world knows these are problems. We know them, and I think every problem has a solution. It might take a drastic lifestyle change. It's going to take time, effort, money. It's going to take some things, and what we're saying and seeing is that solutions to these problems. So we got listeners hearing, yeah, you're right. Well, I think solution starts with what would you say, a good morning routine, accountability. We're doing our own accountability. I think I'm on day 60,
On day
posting
7.
yeah, posting mind, body, spirit, posting your nutrition and your workout and your mindset, things like that, right? So, how could you give us maybe two, three things on solutions to these problems?
Parenting first. Don't be their friend. You got to be their parent. You have to, and that means you have to be willing to. You got to pick your battles, not everything. But don't helicopter parent them. Let them fall down. Let them experience. Oh, that's what it's like. Schools don't even let kids play tag anymore in the schoolyards. A lot of them because they might fall. So one, let your kids start. When you see your kids struggle, let them figure it out a little bit, or sit down. How do you think we can fix this? And say, no, this is how you do it. Let
Mm-hmm.
them start figuring things out. Let them play old school things like Legos. Dad, I can't do this. Let's look at the instructions. Follow directions. Let them understand a little bit of a mental struggle, a physical struggle. Uh, gi- give them a morning routine.
Yeah,
Like
I like that. Yeah.
give them things that show excellence. But you can't expect a kid. We model them. They model us much of the time. Now you have some kids like their parents, but I think if parents, we're going for a walk today, I'm going to the gym, but you see dad who's in good shape, mom's in good shape, they walk around, they're strong individuals. Well, then the kid's going to say, okay, well, this is what we do. We eat healthy. So that's one of the things. Um, I think the importance of reading, reading and self-education because kids don't do that. Their brains are like mush on this or there's no there, there's no reason to try and better themselves. They
Mm-hmm.
'cause everything is when you're on your screen, you're playing a video game. Your character, they think their characters are them. They run all the time. You have half a heart attack running up the steps. These kids. So I think that the parents, literally just a little bit of tough love and holding. This is what we do. Even this is what we're doing from now on. There's a change. This is how it's going to be. So I think role modeling as a parent, you're a mentor, you're a coach, you're loving them, but you give them guidelines, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one thing. And then I think giving them a place because sometimes we all know kids don't always listen to us. We're still mom and dad. Yeah, well, I'm dad. Okay, I'm not the mom. So I think that putting something with I think martial arts schools are like the last line of defense for kids these days because I think schools are failing their kids. I think they definitely are because now you don't want to offend anybody. And when you do that, when there's no guidelines, no offensive, that's you can't say that's good or bad or you're good or bad or
Yeah.
no.
No discipline, no respect, no structure.
I had a
Yeah.
father coming here and he's looking for his 5-year-old. And I probably had 18 to 22 5 to 7-year-olds on the mat getting ready for class. And they're all sitting. And you know what they were doing beforehand? The kids in our Warrior Kid program and our leadership team they were doing sit-ups and push-ups. And then the other kids started doing sit-ups and push-ups. Some kids didn't. They didn't do anything. I walked over. I'm like, I love it, dude. Good job. Thank you for you're doing great. And then the other kids, they want that reinforcement. So they jump in. And the father could not believe. I said, look, most character development karate schools that aren't real teaching martial arts, or most schools, you put 19 kids in a classroom, let the instructor walk off the mat or out of the classroom. What's going to happen? chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a martial arts school done right with a sensei is going to give them that reinforcement and help work with the parents on, well, dad says I can't act like this, sensei says I can't act like this. The top kids in the class that get paid attention to don't act like that either. I think that's important. So, and they can't say, well, making it a priority. So yes, a place like a martial arts school or a sport or activity that requires lots of effort and involves
Mm-hmm.
family sometimes is important because think about it. Oh, $1,500 and $2,000 a year for martial arts. That's expensive. Go into 80% of a kids' houses and look at their video game setups.
Yeah.
You have an Xbox or a PS5 or whatever the hell it is now. They
Mm-hmm.
have the apparatus, the Oculus, everything. You've got 2 grand worth of stuff there. Add on their
Right.
skin, their add-on stuff. You're over 2 grand. They have no problem paying for that and upgrading it every year.
Yeah, it's priorities. I mean, that stuff's expensive. But as they age, again, the kids become adults. So now all those medical bills are expensive, right?
They're
You know?
expensive.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, what's that saying? Have you ever priced a heart attack? You know what I mean? So yeah, there's lots to that.
Right. And that's the whole thing. So as parenting, like you were saying, accountability and coaching, role modeling, you know, bringing them somewhere where they're going to be accountable, where there's a third party holding them accountable. And then, like I said, giving them that morning routine because you have these kids. Like I'm doing this talk this week called Depressed, Drugs, and Dysfunction for Kids. Those 3 things. Why are they like that? You know, these kids, it's a whole other talk. But kids are sick. They're giving kids Ozempic that are like, very young because they're so overweight. Stop feeding them.
Yeah,
Take a walk
right.
with them. Don't let him sit on the couch. You my kid's depressed. Well, because he's not good at anything because you don't expose him to anything. He just sits. He's a lump or she's a lump on the couch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's teach them. Let's teach them that your health is your life. Let's teach them to choose a carrot over a cupcake, right? The stairs over the elevator.
How old are you?
I'm 55 in a couple months. Yeah,
Right. And I'm 56. You
yeah.
you did bodybuilding. You're a master instructor, like a real master instructor. You can do this stuff. You're always trying. I've known you for years. You're always trying to better yourself.
Yeah,
That's what kids need to see. They don't need to be surrounded by average.
right. 100%, man. You're right. You're right. I mean, I think we're doing our part, and this brotherhood that we're a group connected with, that's helping because there's people spread out all over the U.S. and who knows how massive this organization that we're part of will grow. And if each one of these little martial arts instructors or gym owners, their parents, continue to do this, then it's going to compound. We're going to grow and impact lives, hopefully in a better way. And if it's doing our little bitty small part, it's why we're here for the
And
time
look
we're
at the people
here.
leading us. Look at the people leading us. They're at the gym.
Yeah,
They're up at 5 or
yeah,
4 a.m.
yeah.
So that's the whole thing. You don't have people saying, "Do this."
Right, right. They're leading. They're beasts, man. These guys. Yeah,
It's a lot of
yeah.
pressure. But what does
Right,
pressure
right.
do? Burst pipes or makes diamonds.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Life's a struggle, man. We got to live with it. Well, Dave, I know you got things to do. Me too. I want to respect your time. I love talking with you. This was great. Anything you'd like to close with? Anything else to add? Or
Just you know what? I think that the pendulum has swung far enough. And it's not just we talked a lot about the warrior kids, but you know what? Everybody look at society today. Look at the crime. Look what men look like when they walk around. Look at women. Like there's very few strong active. It's a small group. We're like the anomalies. And I'm not saying you have to be a badass and warrior, but like you said, heart attack's expensive. You want your kids to grow. Being weak and gentle is not being good. Jordan Peterson says that. It's important to be strong and resilient, be able to protect your family, protect yourself, working out, protecting your body, exercising your brain, being able to talk to people, challenging yourself. Because when you get older, if you don't treat your body and your mind right, you're done. You're a marshmallow, man. So I think,
yeah,
look at me, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I'm saying, look, I get out there, I teach, and I love it when the parents are telling me that their kids are making a huge difference.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I think that all I'd like to close with this is you putting together a podcast where we have this should be considered an offensive discussion in many circles.
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think more
sure.
fun conversations.
But but it's all right, man. You know, I have a good friend who talks a lot about let's make men become men again. You know,
You want to hear some?
similar
I'll give you a
thing.
close. I have someone here. When she was in high school last year, now she's in college. She said that her girlfriends have words for those guys. They call it the sassy man apocalypse.
Mm.
When teenage girls notice it, that men aren't like men anymore. And I'm not saying you have to come in with a killed deer around your shoulders. I hate that.
Right, right.
I'm saying,
But
you
you have a
know,
responsibility and a duty. You are the protector in many ways, you know. Yeah, yeah,
absolutely, man.
yeah. All right, brother, man. Well,
Thanks.
hopefully I'll see you soon. I'll see you around, and again, I appreciate it all. Let's keep doing the best that we can do. Make of it.
Thank you, brother. Take
Yeah. All
care.
right, David. Thank you. Bye bye.